Arlene.
Aloha.
Hi, Rob. Hi, Jerry. Hi,
Hi.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Robert.
Yeah, I wish we had the same weather as you.
Oh, you know what? It's actually cold here right now. It's really cold for us, locals over here. It's really cold. And I don't know where you guys at, but somewhere in the Midwest or I mean, it's like below freezing. That's
Wait,
cold for Rob. Nice.
that's
That's
actually
for me. That's like I'm
that's
in the freezer.
Mhm.
that's warmer because when I woke up today, it was in single digits.
Wow.
It was like 9 degrees.
Wow. So how cold is it in Hawaii, actually?
Where is my phone? I mean, I just had my phone earlier. I think maybe we're like, hang on a
Like
second.
72 degrees?
No. You know what? This morning it was like in the 60s. So right now it is Makaha is about 72.
Like I said,
72.
72. That's like sweating
You're
bullets for
closer.
me over here in Portland.
Oh my God. But it's cold, it's cold. But if it's nice for us over here, we don't get this kind of weather all the time. But it's nice and chilly.
Well, welcome to the call. And again, I wanted Rob Podles to give you a presentation of Euphoria and especially what the Wealth Builders are doing with building teams and stuff. And I know we spoke earlier today about it. And so, with that being said, Rob, I'll let you take hold of the reins and we'll go from there.
Okay. So welcome, Arlene. Pleasure to meet you. And any guests that are potentially going to watch through who you share with. A little bit, I've actually consulted with this project, just so you know, since 2007. So my bandwidth, if you will, or knowledge around what we have here started back in 2007. My goal today is just to give you, no smoke or mirrors or hyper BS, is just to give you an overview of what it is that we have. We have a disruptive technology that will be a major paradigm shift in the way consumers will receive health, wellness, and beauty products. At the end of the day, it just becomes the better mousetrap for a consumer. And we'll kind of touch on that as we go through just a couple slides. And I'll be happy to answer any questions on the back end. So Rob's going to navigate through our slides. So first off, it's exclusive and proprietary. And a lot of times, oftentimes, you'll hear that exclusive and proprietary. Our company has this berry bark or seaweed or magic mushroom, and it's exclusive to us. And it's a story. It's what it is. If you've ever watched a Shark Tank, those guys are looking for exclusive and proprietary. As a matter of fact, Mr. Wonderful will often say, what makes you think the big guys are not going to crush you like the cockroach you are? Because what you're showing here can be ripped off and duplicated so quickly it would make a person's head spin. So I'm going to share with you just how exclusive and just how proprietary our technology, manufacturing, and offering actually is. Next slide. One of the challenges with the direct sales model today, it doesn't matter if you market skincare, shake for weight loss, nutrition, coffee, tea, a juice, energy drink, doesn't really matter what it is. These guys right here, although I'm a customer, I purchase stuff off of these sites, these would not be considered your friend. If you are a business builder and you were brought product into the marketplace, because everybody Googles. So if you share with me your coffee, or you share with me your juice, or you share with me your whatever, I go online and I find the same exact bottle that you told me about for 10, 15, or 20% cheaper somewhere else. You've just gained a customer and lost a customer all in the same breath. So you lose them just as fast as you gain them, because what happens is those products wind up being contaminated all over these other sites. And so people go out there to try to build their business, and they struggle because their own family and friends and colleagues and so forth literally find the very same bottle, can, package, or whatever somewhere else. And so it makes it very uncomfortable for people in today's environment because they feel like they got egg on their face. What do you do when your own brother calls you and say, hey, bro, I love you, but I found coffee for 15% cheaper here, same exact thing. It makes them feel awkward. It puts people in a very awkward situation. Next.
For decades, everyone's been telling us what nutritional supplements our bodies need. Throughout generations, our DNA has already known. And today, one company takes human history into the 21st century. Because every body is unique. And your DNA is the authority on your body's nutritional needs. Introducing Uforia, a nutritional supplement unique to every one of us because it's custom designed for each of us based on our DNA. No more guessing. No more risking deficiency or toxicity. No more wasting money. Just 100% you. Customized design. Delivered to your door. And affordable. Your parents gave you your DNA. But this isn't your parents' nutrition. This is your own designer nutrition. This is your Utrition. Uforia. Being you never felt better.
So intellectual software, 20 years in the making. And when I say, intellectual software again, because this will literally take your DNA assessment, print a barcode, and based on your assessment results, it'll run a formula that's made for you. Now, please understand there's a huge difference because there's so many people trying to mimic or ride this wave of personalization. But this is what they do. They'll do a DNA test, or you can go online and fill out a questionnaire. How old are you? How much do you weigh? How tall are you? Do you smoke? Do you take medications? Where do you live? They're going to ask you a questionnaire. Based on your results, they're going to guide you to supplementation. They're going to take shelf products. Some of them even pull the shelf products off, put it in a package, and send it to you as an auto ship, and literally call it personalization. Now, we call that guided nutrition, certainly better than walking into a store and blindly guessing what it is that you need, or just asking a friend, what do they use, when no two of us are alike. But it's certainly not personal nutrition. It's definitely not customized for you. It's pick and pack. And so you have several companies that you could do a urine test, blood test, you could do DNA test, you could do an online questionnaire, and that is what you have. That's what else is out here in the marketplace. So our product actually makes a formula made for you and for me, et cetera, over 400 million different possible formulations, one being for you. Next slide. What you're seeing here is the beginning of the end of blind nutrition, the beginning of the end. And, I want to highlight on a couple things that have happened, in the last several years in the business world, traditional business world, that were game changers. And so I can go back to when I grew up, I listened to music. Arlene, I'm not sure your age, I just turned 50. So when I first listened to music, it was on a vinyl record. It was on a tape, a cassette tape. I remember even when CDs came out, if somebody would tap me on the shoulder and told me back then that there was going to be a device that you could put in the palm of your hand and you could listen to thousands of songs, anything you want, right from the palm of your hand, and it was going to be in digital quality, much better than this stuff that was going to be no bigger than the palm of your hand, I would look at them like they were the Jetsons. I mean, that just sounds too good to be true, but yet today, for vinyl records going to come back. Now, some people say, oh, I heard they are. Yeah, maybe for collectors. But if you and I try to make a living and feed our family off of the, 2% or 3% of the people that were going to buy it versus 98% of the people not going to buy it, it's too much of a niche market. If I asked you, do you remember Blockbuster Video? Most people say, sure. If I asked you, do you think they're coming back? Most people say no. And the reason is because there's a better mousetrap today for the consumer to watch a movie. They don't even have to leave their couch. They could turn on Netflix. They could, Hulu. They could pay-per-view. I mean, there's just other choices there. There's better choices, less money, more convenient. For all these reasons, Blockbuster will not come back. You look at Uber. A few years back, if you mentioned Uber, most people would have never even knew what it was. What are you talking about? Uber. In a short amount of time, very short amount of time, in cities around the world, Uber took a huge chunk of business from the transportation space. People that use taxi cabs, for example. Why? They didn't invent transportation, nor did they create the market. They just offered a better solution. These people were already traveling. People didn't need to call a dispatcher anymore. They didn't need to dig in their pocket to give cash and wait for change. They drove in a nicer car. They knew when the car was coming. They knew exactly how much. I mean, there's a list of reasons as to why Uber is a better experience. The Uber experience is a better mousetrap. When we say, turn back that one more time. When we say the beginning of the end of blind nutrition, we believe that we are bringing to the market a paradigm shift. A paradigm shift that is so big, kids will say one day to their grandparents or parents, do you mean to tell me you used to use the same bottle? Like all the ladies would grab a skincare solution and put it on their face and no two of them are alike, but they all use the same product, or they all took the same nutrition, or they all took the same weight loss. Like, why would they do that? That doesn't even make a little bit of sense. So when we say the beginning of blind nutrition, we believe that we're going to be the paradigm shift. We believe that we will forever change the way the consumer receives health, wellness, and beauty products. No more walking into the store blindly guessing. No more turning on the TV and watching QVC or HSN and being pitched by a celebrity or an athlete who's getting paid to tell you why you should take their product. And let's be honest, if you pick a company out here that sells nutrition from A to Z, I don't care which one you pick, if you talk to a representative that's been with them for 10 or 15 minutes, you'd swear that you should take their product. And they've tried to tell you why their berry or why their ORAC score is higher than anyone else's, or why their mushroom has more magic than the next. I mean, it becomes a sales pitch. It becomes a convincing game. And you talk to another company and then after 10 or 15 minutes, you swear you should take that product. So because of these things that exist to the customers, either walking in the stores guessing, turning on a TV show, or talking to somebody that sells nutrition with a company, this is their experience. It's really ridiculous. It's either guessing or being pitched. People are sick and tired of being pitched, and nobody wants to guess. Next slide. World-class labs. Our labs are two things. The main two things people want to know is the privacy and protection. We're HIPAA compliant and CLIA certified. Next slide. Nutritionator. This machine took us over 2 years to build, to design and build. Before we made this machine, I was part of a beta test for this product, meaning that we put over 40,000 people on this product. 40,000+ people have taken this product for 8 years. So this wasn't something that was just dreamt up or it's a nifty idea, let's just go give it a whirl, sit back. I mean, we have already done our beta test. From 2008 is when it first started. Back then it was more of a manual process. Back then we could do 500,000 possible formulations. Back then, we had about 70 ingredients. Back then, we tested 12 gene SNPs. Now we test 18 gene SNPs. Instead of 500,000 formulas, we have over 400 million. Instead of a manual process, we're totally robotic and fully automated. We can run 3,400 orders in an 8-hour shift with this machine. This machine doesn't exist anywhere around the world. You could not just pick up the phone and say, I want to buy or order one of these machines to custom blend nutrition. I want one of those, because one of those did not exist. This is something that was specifically designed, engineered, and built for us. And it took over 2 years to do. It's called a Nutritionator, and our manufacturing is in Dallas, Texas. Next slide. Here are the 18 gene SNPs that we test. And so, not to spend a lot of time or trying to get in the medical side, genes, in order for us to test them, it's not about your eye color, your athletic ability, why you have a full head of hair, or why you're partially bald. Everything is genetics, everything. But there's certain genes that play a key role, and they're absolutely critical to the way we're going to age. And doctors around the country or around the globe would agree that certain genes are going to have a profound impact on your health. For example, your cardiovascular and cholesterol. Most people would say that's that's a critical gene. The way your body detoxifies from environmental pollutants. Are you able to detoxify smoke, sprays, different things, oxidative stress, your vitamin D receptor. So there's certain genes that are vital to the way we age. And secondly, the word actionable. Actionable simply means that we can change the expression of the gene. If a caterpillar turns into a butterfly, and we took the DNA from the caterpillar and then from the butterfly, the DNA would never change. The DNA stays the same. However, it's through the genetic expression, it's through the expression of the genes that you get the butterfly. Without the genetic expression, you don't get the butterfly. So it's all about the expression of the genes. These ingredients and the formulation, right down to the proper dosage, can make these genes express. These are actionable genes. We can have an impact on the action of the gene. So 2 things, they have to be a heavy lifter. Number 2, it has to be an actionable gene. There's no sense in putting a gene in our panel and doing a test if we can't change the expression of that gene. If we can't do anything with it, there's sense in having it in the panel. Next slide. We're now approaching 100 plant-based peer-reviewed ingredients. In order for an ingredient to be in our formula, it has to be plant-based whole food, and it has to have a minimum 2 peer-reviewed studies, 2 peer-reviewed articles. Next slide. This is a small sample. This is not all 100, but this gives you, a full slide of some of the different ingredients that's actually in the formula. Keep in mind, if you have an ingredient in your formula and I have an ingredient in mine, how much is in yours, how much is in mine. It literally, on your report, when you get it back, it'll show you right down to the milligram. So even if you see the same name in 2 people's report, 99%, the percentage of the ingredient, the amount that they get, it's going to vary dramatically. Next slide. Immunetics. We acknowledge our DNA is the authority of what our body needs. We say the ignorant might ask what this product will do for them. Well, the wise will anticipate what their body will do when it gets exactly what it's supposed to have, because the body is designed and engineered to cure itself. The body is designed and engineered. No 2 of us are alike. So, a lot of times in the nutritional space, people often ask when they see or hear about a product, will it help my blood pressure? Will it do this? Will it do that? And then people get into compliance issues because a lot of people like to say, oh, do you have headaches? Oh, yes, it helps with headaches. Oh, do you have high blood pressure? Oh, yes, it'll do. And you can't say any of those things. So instead of getting into a compliance or regulatory issue, the wives just wonder, what will my body do when it gets exactly what it's supposed to have based on my genetic profile, not based on the television, not based on the athlete or the celebrity, not based on guessing off the shelf blindly, and certainly not guessing what these 3 different people or 10 different people that work with 10 different companies are trying to convince me that I need, but what my DNA says that I actually need. I wonder what my body will do then. So Uforia gives your body a voice. Next slide. And I'm not going to get into the business end right now. I'd like to keep you on the product, et cetera, but obviously, we believe in doing good while doing well. So there obviously is a business model here. I have been in my own business since I was in high school in 1987. My first company was 20 years. 2007, I saw this. I worked with it up till 2015 under the beta test. Outside of this, I invest in real estate very heavily. We help families that can't qualify for a mortgage end up with home ownership. So we provide the private mortgage and let them, even if they had to pay us for 20 or 30 or 40 years, that's what we do. Most people that we share this with, they're very busy. They have businesses, they have families, they have, their careers, etc. Like I said, once the machine was built and I got the phone call back that they were ready to go, I said, I'm busy, but I'm not an idiot. Like I'm not just gonna sit back and watch this evolve and be too busy that I'm not going to participate in one way, shape, or form. How much each person participates is totally up to them, how much they actually engage, how much they participate. But I think that what's happening, what I'm seeing right now, Arlene, is we're talking to some very high-level professionals, talking to some very, very well-connected people, and we are attracting a very, very unique crowd and a very, very high level of professionals. And they're from all different backgrounds that are becoming part of this. It's because I think for the most of them, it's just for the first time, they feel like they can just go share something and not sell something. You didn't need to sell a cell phone. You just needed to show it. And people wanted it. There's certain things you don't have to go convince people to. They just do it. Uber didn't need to sell their experience. They just shared it. People seem to pick it up. As a matter of fact, friends shared it with other friends. That this was a better experience. And friends actually started Uber, and drivers shared it with drivers and people. And so with that platform and that model being said, that is exactly what will happen here. And so customers that use this product, that like this product, that become a raving fan of this product, will naturally tell their friend, family, or colleague about the product. Naturally. It has nothing to do with money. They'll just do it because that's what people do. Now, they can get their product for free if they recommend 4, they can earn an income, et cetera, et cetera. That's just an icing on the cake, or that's a byproduct of what happens when something is excellent, and when something goes to the market and it adds value and it's a better mousetrap, it's a better solution, people start using the service or using the product. And that's what we feel we have here. So we're not here to convince anyone. We're just here to share with people. Most people it'll make sense to. Some people, it'll be like deer in headlights for a little while. They'll be a little glazed over. That's okay. We love everybody. Eventually they'll get it. I think 10 years ago when you started mentioning DNA, people were more taboo about it, more like, oh, you're not going to get my DNA. What are you going to do with that? And here you in today, when this past Christmas, DNA test kits were one of the most popular gift items in the country. through places like Ancestry and 23andMe, and you turn on CSI, and it's different today. It's the awareness today. More people want to know. It just makes better sense. Again, I think for all those reasons, it's the right time for this product category right now. It's just a perfect time. It's a perfect storm. And to not have any competition whatsoever, for me, I have goosebumps up and down from my head to my toe, because just to be in a product category or to be in a business, that you bring something to the marketplace. And right now, nobody, not one other company does what you do. That is special. That is very, very special. No hype. It's just very special. And so I think that we're in for a very, very amazing ride. It's going to be an amazing journey. It's going to change a lot of lives, both in the health space and also in the financial space. And just so you know, we've already beta tested our skincare. We do have personalized skincare. In fact, we have the only patent in the US to genetically assess the human skin and apply a therapeutic regimen. When that comes back out, which we will release at a later date, we initially are rolling out on nutrition first. Some companies are going to turn into the blockbuster video. It will forever change the game. It will forever change the game. Just like the nutrition will, the skincare will do the same thing, and we will continue to be the company that brings out the personalization. So with that being said, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Just chat.
Thank you for sharing that wealth of information, and I love innovation. And it's something that I find it very fascinating with that DNA concept. I don't know much about it in that realm, but you guys' product, I think it's going to be somewhat, very popular down the line. What intrigues me is when you submit your content, right, and to get that, specific design packet, do you get to keep that DNA mark as an identification for you that you carry around? Because this is who gets to keep that? Can the consumer actually use that for their own benefit? Say, for instance, okay, I'm going to send it, and then this are my result. Can I have that like as an identifying marker that I carry, like a driver's license? So that way, so say for instance, 10, 20 years, Uforia is like all over the place. I want to customize, this is my identification marker. I just insert it with a card. Is that something that consumer would keep? Or is it something that is just stationary? You submit it, and then this is what we give you? Or how does it work?
So you get back a 35-page report that you keep and have for the rest of your life. And in the 35-page report, it shows you each one of the genes that were tested. Your results were exactly what ingredient is going to be used to compensate and mitigate each area that you have predisposition in. And in the very, very back, it's literally going to give you the formulation being used right down to the milligram. Every ingredient, every single dose right on your form. Now, there's another reason that we do that. It's because people today are not idiots. They're very, very smart. They're very savvy. And so you can take that result, a DNA test, get away and start taking your ingredients, Google, and just start typing in the first one, and then go do a search and find out that that one's only $18.28. And then do the next search, and then do the next one. And when people discover that it takes, $1,000 or more actually buy this stuff, and they still would never have the proper dosage, the proper amount. They would just be taking whatever's off the shelf. They reevaluate like the proposition or the value proposition that this actually brings to the market. So yes, you can keep that report. People share that report because when people go in to see a doctor, I mean, right now today, how often do people go in to see a new doctor and they start asking questions? Has anybody in your family before 60 years of age died of cancer? It's a very popular question asked by doctors all around. Do you have cancer? Tell me about your heart. Does anybody in your family have any heart issues, high blood pressure, diabetic? They go through questionnaires. Why?
Yeah, they do.
Right?
Yes, they do.
What is that telling us right now? The whole future is about to change. What happens when someone walks into their practitioner's office today in 2019 and literally hands them a 35-page report that identifies exactly where they stand, exactly what they inherited from their mom and dad, right there in a 35-page document? First off, most of the practitioners are totally blown away because like, oh my gosh, where in the world did you get this at? How much money did this cost? And they start asking questions, after they're tearing through the material. As a matter of fact, that's how several of our practitioners are in our business, just because of that.
That's excellent. It's mind blowing, and I really believe you because not a lot of individuals would want to explore on that. Different types of people would, just go to the doctors and give me my medication, and I'm done. I mean, millennials right now, they're more, tech savvy. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was all over the place about the next several months or years from now.
So, yeah.
I mean, like
that's what we believe.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And we believe it won't take long to circulate, especially with people that share today right from their smartphone. They just literally, and we already have a mobile app marketing team has made. So sharing these little short 2-minute snippets, our contact list, I literally last week, there's some people on my list that I haven't talked to in years. This one particular guy, I hadn't talked to him in maybe 4 or 5 years. His name is Dan. And I sent him from my device the video. Well, the app told me exactly when Dan watched the video. So I knew when he watched it. And then I knew how much of the video that he watched. And I looked and it said 100%. So once I got that alert, I just went back into the app and I selected the second video, which is a follow-up video. And I sent him the follow-up video. And then within 24 hours, I got this other alert sometime within the next day, I forget when it was. And then he watched that one. Then I went down to see when he watched that video. So as soon as that second alert came in and I seen that he watched that second video, I just touched the button on my phone, dialed his number, and I said, Dan, how are you? This is Rob. He says, Rob who? I said, Rob. I said, I just sent you the videos in regards to the DNA thing. And I noticed that you watched them both. What did you think? And boom, when he got paid on Friday, he was in the business, as a customer. He signed up as a customer. But I'm just sharing you one story of why I believe what you just said in a short amount of time, this is going to go viral, because it's not hard to share it.
I know. I believe you. Yeah, I will share it. And thank you for that, thank you for educating us. It's very important, with this kind of technology, Rob. Thank you. I mean, I learned something from you today, and with all those slides and all the information that you've shared, thank you kindly. I think that's important.
Yeah, I think that, Arlene, what we have here, there's so many opportunities out there, and I'm not knocking them. There's so many products. There's so many things. Oftentimes, they get overhyped. They get overhyped, over exaggerated. And it's and I'll give you one. Like, when I look back in my career, I remember the juice wars. The juice companies that were in the direct sales space were all trying to explain why their juice was better than the next juice. There was Noni, there was Monavie, there was all different companies. And it became a war. And then I seen it in coffee. It became a war. And right now, what you're going to see it in, and CBD is a great product. It has health benefits. I know people that use CBD oils. But right now, you will witness a CBD onslaught. You will literally witness a war, and you'll witness why this guy needs to tell you why his oil is better than the next one, why this one is not as good as that one, why this one's extracted differently. And I don't know about you, but my days of trying to convince people or trying to fight in that war, we call that the red ocean. The red ocean is you're fighting over pricing, you're trying to pitch why one's better. We're in the blue ocean. You know, there's no competition. We just share our product. Yeah. They like it, wonderful. If they don't, God bless them too. You know, but there's 7 billion people on the planet. There's a lot of people to go share this with. You know, so I think what we have is special. I'm not going to take convincing, but if you're willing to share it and you're willing to just use some of the tools that we have in place that actually allow you to just share the message instead of being the messenger, you can just share the message. I think you'll start to build a business right on the side. You can literally be at home watching the news.